you. Actually, I'd like to talk about it mixed a little bit of technology on flexible OLED, but my main focus is a business perspective on flexible OLED. The content is why the value of a flexible OLED, market growth, capital investment, cost, major issues in flexible OLED. So flexible OLED today is actually kind of a first generation, very beginning of a flexible. Basically, it's OLED built on plastic film so that you can bend, roll, or whatever you want. But as of now, in commercial application, is like example like Galaxy Edge type. It doesn't look like real flexible. However, to make this happen, to make edge shape, you have to make in like plastic film. It's a lot of work. It's a painful process to make OLED, AM OLED on plastic film, which is polyimide film. So what? The first reason is form factor advantage. Like thin and light. You know, we are hearing every day like like IoT, you know, connected, you know, display everywhere, any design. But to comply with that trend, flexible OLED, I think is an ideal display. Example is like this. In TFT LCD, you have a yellow like LED backlight and composed of two glass. The liquid crystal is between two glass. You can have other choice. So overall thickness, when you have a glass OLED next one, you can eliminate backlight, just saving 1 millimeter. In flexible OLED, you have a plastic substrate and also barrier film. For OLED, you know that there is encapsulating barrier layer to protect OLED from outside environment. So by doing this, the overall thickness can be 0.1 millimeter or at least 0.2 millimeter, plus you can make any shape. So in overall, from LCD, the thickness and weight can be reduced by 2/3. I'll skip this one. You know, you have seen this one in many times in automobile, foldable, rollable, you know, these things. Flexible OLED application. But again. But the main driving force to the OLED business, mobile OLED, was triggered by Apple 3 years ago. You know, Apple was the strong support of LCD, TFT LCD, but suddenly they decide to change the OLED. But in their mind, the final goal, like anybody else, is flexible OLED, because, you know, so many manufacturers start to make OLED, AM OLED, and AM OLED on plastic film, because it all of a sudden, it became a hot issue. And first of all, Samsung display, 60% of revenue comes from mobile OLED. And profit is actually about 80% of profit of Samsung Mobile is coming from OLED. And flexible OLED demand is getting stronger and stronger, but it is limited by capacity as of now. They introduced OLED and flexible OLED to China, Apple, but China cellular phone manufacturer demand more and more flexible OLED. So that's the situation. But from now, market growth of flexible OLED. So this is, laptop is a OLED smartphone portion compared to 2015 and 2019. It is growth in OLED applied smartphone. And top right-hand side is Samsung OLED increased the capacity compared from 2014 to 2016. But the important thing is the bottom two, Apple OLED, they already have a quarter of their smartphone is with OLED and increasing significantly at the bottom, red color. And bottom right-hand side is China OLED expansion from today. So everything is limited by current the delivered capacity of OLED and flexible OLED. So flexible OLED penetration rate this year is like 1/3, roughly 30% of OLED is flexible. But by year 2020, the 60% is flexible, 40% is rigid OLED. But growth rate is like something like 45%. Last year, Samsung Display had 40 million flexible OLED, like 5.6 inch, 5 to 5.5. But this year is all of a sudden getting close to 100 million unit. It's very rapid growth. So this is Samsung Display mobile OLED expansion. At one time it was, it's all LCD plan. The number like A2, A3 was originally built to make Gen 9, Gen 10 LCD, and they changed the plan. Now every new fab is OLED, mobile OLED. Samsung is not doing any OLED TV, or they are not interested in making OLED TV. So they're increasing like the existing OLED fab capacity increase, and old Gen 7 line, the LCD line, convert to OLED, and they were constructing new A5 fab, which is not shown in this picture, but across the street. But Samsung is not the only company who is interested in flexible OLEDs, because everybody knows the market is growing and demand is growing. And China, example like Ever Display Gen 6, and BOE is the one who investment quantity is the second largest. It's even higher than LG Display, and Visionex, Tianma. So all 6 China company is interested in OLED and flexible OLED. So Korea, and last year, Samsung Display, LG Display OLED capacity is like 90%. It's compared 7.7 million square meter compared to 0.2 million square meter. China capacity combined. But this is the thing. By year 2020, China will have 7 Gen 6 fabs for LTPS plus OLED plus flexible OLED. So still, Korean OLED capacity is 20 million square meter compared to less than 5 million square meter, like 4-to-1 ratio, 2 years later. But that means China is investing like a significant amount of effort on the OLED business, flexible OLED. And the chart there, still, the purple each side is Korean. Red one is China combined capacity. Now, look back, supply chain, which is material, equipment for flexible. So to make OLED or flexible OLED, we need evaporator, laser annealing, and another laser for laser liftoff, and many furnace. And also the barrier layer to protect flexible OLED has to be also flexible and transparent. Need a lot of layers to protect OLED. And materials as a substrate is high temperature PI varnish, polyimide varnish. And touch screen structure is also changing. So this is the polyimide PI varnish, which can stand 450 degrees C, LTPS process. You coat it on the glass, carrier glass, and bake it. And you process, I'll show it next page. Plastic film, then TFT, LTPS TFT, then AMOLED, then thin film encapsulation. And you're finished. And you have to detach plastic film from glass. We need another laser to delaminating the plastic film without damaging the device. So to do that, we need this high temperature polyimide film, which can stand almost 480, close to 480 process temperature. And you need this equipment for PI curing, polyimide curing, and laser lift-off equipment for Gen 6. And also thin film encapsulation, you need Gen 6 or Gen 8 inkjet print for thin film encapsulation. And you need another laser, COT laser, to dicing up the individual cell level to cut through. So this is FMM, like a shadow mask, where you pattern RGB through this fine mask pattern. So currently you can have 600 ppi, but that's not enough. The resolution is increasing up to 1100 ppi to make your OLED film like a VR application, minimum requirement. So the resolution of the fine pitch is not enough. You need another innovative method like laser drilling holes or electroforming the holes. It's totally different from wet etching the hole by photolithography. Now, issues on manufacturing. This is the schematic chambers of OLED, but the problem is OLED or flexible OLED, until you finish the complete device in the vacuum, you cannot expose to air. So that's the painful processing of AMOLED. First chamber cluster, you deposit common layer. Second cluster, you have RGB layer. And third one, you have to have encapsulation, thin film encapsulation. So the picture photograph on the right-hand side, it looks like 100-meter continuous vacuum chamber, which is more than 30 vacuum chamber and 100-meter long, and to make just 10 layers of AMOLED without breaking vacuum. So people saying the AMOLED is a process that vacuum chamber class itself is a factory. It's totally different from TFT-LCD. TFT-LCD you deposit in the vacuum, take it out, photolithographic, wet etching, dry etching, test, repair, put it back on, and so many times back and forth. So that's the advantage of LCD, but AMOLED is not allowed. You can touch it. Just everything done inside the vacuum. Even test should be done in the vacuum. So that's the, you need a lot of many years experience handling vacuum and aligning a pattern, fine pitch pattern inside the vacuum. That's the difference. So in overall speaking, to follow the red line, so started from LTPS, inspected, good LTPS, you put it in the AMOLED vacuum chamber. 5 vacuum chamber, so deposit without mask. But now, second class, you have to deposit through the shadow mask. Then move to the third chamber, you deposit thin film encapsulation. It's continuous processing. So flexible OLED manufacturing is like Star Wars. Many lasers, everything is under vacuum. To handle with plastic film, you have to fight with a lot of particles because of electrostatic sticking to the substrate. And also, currently yield is pretty low compared to AMOLED. AMOLED is something like the middle of 80%. Here we're talking about 60-some%. It's very fluctuating at low yield. So cost is also problem. Cost is 25% higher than rigid OLED, and because yield is low and long process time and thin film encapsulation cost is very expensive. So that's the current situation. But summary, flexible OLED is the one is the most demanding, hot market, but it still struggle with manufacturing. So, but you can avoid flexible OLED display because it's demanding and displays are growing rapidly as a future mobile display. But it requires high cost investment, expensive process, and first of all, you need experience. Example like Samsung, it takes about like 8 years to get decent manufacturing of a flexible OLED. So for 10K per month Gen 6 size production, the capital investment is $1 to $1.2 billion. This is typical OLED, but flexible OLED is a plus alpha because of thin film encapsulation. So it's roughly about 3 times higher than capital investment compared to amorphous silicon-based LCD. So you have to think about compare the ROI in this case. Example 2 is a Samsung display reached current level after 8 years of a painful experience. So, okay, this is my conclusion. Thank you.